Hi everyone, and welcome to this video. My name is Christina Aroche and I am the Archangel channel, and this is the Monday angel message, and today's message comes to you from Archangel Gabriel, and what he's coming to remind you about today is about trusting in your spiritual connection. And so this week's message is actually really exciting because we are talking all about spiritual connection, meaning the connection between yourself and the universe, the connection between you and your divine essence and who you are, the connection between you and the angels, your spirit guides, any other spiritual beings that you connect to, like ascended masters or any other guides of divine light and love that are here to support us and guide us. This week is about focusing on our spiritual connection in all of those different forms, okay? So there's no one type of spiritual connection. There's many different types, and they're all important, and they all support us in different ways. And so Archangel Gabriel's message for you this week is to trust in that connection. And that trust begins with, first of all, knowing that you have a spiritual connection. I know that a lot of people reach out to me and say, I'm trying to receive guidance, or I'm trying to build my connection, but it kind of feels like it's weak or not there, or that it could be stronger or whatever, you know what I mean? And so the most important thing to recognize first and foremost is that you have a spiritual connection, because you are a spiritual being. So there's nothing that you need to do differently besides recognizing, first of all, that you are a spiritual being, which means that you have a spiritual connection, which means that you have the ability to grow and strengthen this connection, okay? So I don't want you to have this belief or have this feeling like it's only certain people who can connect to angels and guides and the universe and whatever, and I'm just one of those people who can't, okay? Every single person has the ability to do so, and that's the most important thing when it comes to trusting in your spiritual connection, is to first of all trust that you have one, okay? Even if maybe right now you're like, yeah, that's great, but I actually don't hear any messages or don't know what they're trying to say to me, that's okay. It's about practicing, and it's about getting into that space of strengthening your connection. But to be able to do that, you first have to trust and know and believe that you have it in the first place, okay? So that's the first place where you start. Now, the next thing that Archangel Gabriel wants you to do is then set an intention for the type of spiritual connection that you would like to strengthen and grow. So this could be the connection between you and the universe. So it could be between you and God, the universe, source, whatever it is that you like to call it, whatever resonates with you. Between your connection, the connection between you and source energy. The other type of connection that you can have the intention to develop is the connection with your higher self. So the connection with who you truly are on a soul level, the connection with your divine essence, with your truth, that spiritual energy of who you are, so that you can know yourself on a spiritual level, on a soul level, so that you can be aware of that presence of your divine being, okay? Another type of connection that you can develop or that you can strengthen is with the angels. So you can develop your connection with the angels, with your spirit guides, with the ascended masters, with any divine being of love and light. You can develop that connection with them. And so it's about taking a few moments to really reflect on what feels most important to you and what you feel most guided towards at this time. So for different people at different times on their journey, they may feel like, I just really want to connect to myself right now. I really want to develop that connection to who I am, knowing who I am, trusting myself, believing in myself, knowing that divine essence that it exists, and focusing on that. And that's great. And that, I would say, is probably the best place to start if you don't really know who you are, or you don't feel as connected to yourself, right? Or maybe you feel completely disconnected from yourself. That is definitely the place to start, because your connection to your spirit guides, to the angels, to any divine being, it starts from that connection with yourself. So that would be the place to start for sure if you feel disconnected right now, okay? But if you feel pretty good about yourself and who you are, and again, remember that we're always developing our connection, so it doesn't mean that you have to know everything. We're always developing, but if you feel pretty good in terms of your connection to your divine essence and your spiritual being, Then from there, you can also expand and say, you know, I'm continuing to develop my connection to myself, but I'm also now, my intention is to develop my connection to the angels. So it could be your guardian angels, it could be the archangels, it could be any of the angelic beings that exist to support us. Or you may say, I want to develop my connection to my spirit guides and focus on connecting with your spirit guides. Or it could be any other type of being. It could be the Ascended Masters. So whatever it is that you feel most drawn to, maybe a combination of those, right? There's no limiting yourself, but it's important for you to go with what actually feels good rather than what your mind thinks you should be doing or what you think you should be doing in general, you know? So going with what actually feels good within your heart and what you feel most drawn towards is the most important thing. Now, once you set that intention, what Archangel Gabriel is asking for you to do is then develop a routine, okay, so a practice that you can lean into every day, okay, or at least almost every day, as often as you can, because one of the things about developing our spiritual connection is that it has to be a commitment. We have to do it on a regular basis. It's not something that we just do once and then we're good to go, or that we do like once a week or whatever. It has to be every single day, you know, and of course, yes, a day, if you skip a day here and there, it's fine, but it has to be something that is part of your routine. Same thing how when you brush your teeth every single day, and maybe once in a while you skip brushing your teeth for whatever reason, and that's fine, but you usually go back to brushing your teeth. It's the exact same thing. Think of it in that way, the exact same way that you think about brushing your teeth. It's the same way about our spiritual connection. And so developing a practice, and you can ask for guidance on that. You can ask Archangel Gabriel to guide you and show you what is the best practice for you to have, okay? And that will look different for different people. For some people, they find that deepest connection through meditation. For others, it is through journaling or through writing. For others, it is through crystals, working with crystals. It may be with working with oracle cards. It may be, you know, a whole bunch of different ways. For other people, it might be through artistic expression. So when they have, you know, the coloring pencil or the paintbrush in their hand, and they are just allow themselves to express whatever, you know, whatever that creative expression is, that's when they feel most connected. So whatever it looks like for you, and maybe you're sitting there and being like, I have no idea what that is. Well, that's where this exploration comes in, and that's what, you know, taking the time to find what that is. You know, maybe it takes you trying different things until you find what feels really good to you. It may be a combination of different things. Like one day you might be more drawn to go out in nature and go to spend some time out, you know, in your favorite forest or path that you like to walk on, or wherever you like to go. Other times it may be that you want to just sit in a comfortable space in your home and meditate. Another time it may be that you want to paint. So when you explore these different areas of ways to connect and ways to have a spiritual connection, that's when you get to know yourself and you get to know what actually works really well for you. Do you know what I mean? And what, in any given moment, leaning into yourself and saying, what do I need at this time right now? You know, I know that for me, it depends. Sometimes what I really need is to go out for a walk and go out in nature and just be outside and ground myself. Other times it actually is me taking my coloring book and doing some coloring, because that's what I need in that time. Sometimes it's just listening to music, and certain music that I really love that then supports me and helps me with reconnecting back to myself. So it is different for everyone. It can be different depending on where you're at in your journey. So it's about finding what that spiritual practice is for you that connects you to yourself. I know that for me, that's something that I do on a daily basis, as I always channel with the angels, and I always meditate, and I always set the intention. You know, my meditation practice is very intentional with connecting to my spiritual energy, my divine essence, and who I am, so that I am always connected, and I start my day with that connection. That is something that I do regardless of anything else, you know, even if it's just 2 minutes or whatever. That connection for me is really important. And then those other things that I talked about, going out in nature, coloring, whatever, throughout the day, whenever I need to reconnect back, or whenever I feel, you know, in the middle of the day, if I feel disconnected or I just need that added support, I will do that. So it's about finding what works best for you, okay? And then through that process and through that alignment, that connection to yourself and connection to the angels and connection to the universe, what your next step is through that process, asking and continuing to ask for support and guidance in aligning to yourself and aligning to your truth and aligning to who you are meant to be. So aligning to your greatest potential. And it's through this process that you develop this relationship with yourself, with the angels, with the universe. You develop this relationship, okay? And through that relationship development, you come into greater alignment with your true self and who you are. And through that whole process that I've just outlined, you are then able to step into this very powerful connection with your creative potential and what it is that you desire to create in your life. And this is something that is going to be a reoccurring theme that we're probably going to talk about, is this ability to create what you desire in your life. And so through this connection and this bond that you are creating, that you're strengthening with the angels, with yourself, with the universe, you are then able to step into this place of co-creation, into this place of knowing that whatever it is that you desire to create, whatever it is that you desire to experience, to have, to do, whatever, that you can create it, you can do it, and that the angels and the guides and the universe is supporting you. And when we have that deep bond and that deep connection, it makes that co-creation process so much smoother, so much easier, so much more fun. And that's the whole purpose of it, is for it to be fun. It's for it to feel good to us, okay? And that whole process starts with your spiritual connection, okay? Trusting your spiritual connection. And that's why we're talking about that this week. And that's why Archangel Gabriel is stepping forward to support you. So I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Let me know what your intention is, okay? So let me know, what is the spiritual connection that you're developing? Is it to yourself? Is it to the universe? Is it to God? Is it to the angels, your spirit guides? Is it a combination of all of those? Let me know. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know what your intention is. Let me know also what kind of spiritual practices you may already have or that you're going to implement to give you a little bit of accountability. Let me know what that looks like for you, what that is going to look like for you. I would love to hear from you. And of course, if you have any questions at all about this, then please post them in the comments below. So if you know anyone who needs to hear this message today, then please share this video with them. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you have not subscribed yet to this channel, make sure that you subscribe so that you do not miss any other future videos or messages from the angels. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm sending you so much love and angel blessings, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.